The story begins in the quiet town of Ravenbrook, Pennsylvania, a place so small it never appears on maps unless you zoom all the way in. The town sits between two mountains, wrapped in fog every morning and surrounded by thick forests that swallow sound. It's the kind of place where nothing ever changes until something does, and no one knows how to explain it. In the fall of 1996, an 8-year-old boy named Daniel Whitmore disappeared. He lived with his mother in a small blue house at the corner of Briarwood Street. Daniel wasn't the type of child to wander far. He was shy, careful, and afraid of the dark. He spent most of his time drawing monsters he imagined lived under his bed, though he always insisted they weren't bad monsters. On the night of October 14th, Daniel told his mother that someone had been tapping on his bedroom window. She didn't believe him. Kids hear things. Kids imagine things. She checked the window, locked it, and tucked him in. At 2:17 a.m., Daniel's mother woke to the sound of footsteps in the hallway. She assumed it was Daniel going to the bathroom, but when she went to check on him minutes later, his bed was empty. No signs of forced entry, no broken glass, no footprints. Just his bedroom window, slightly open. The Ravenbrook Police Department launched a search, but within days, the investigation turned strange. Officers stopped knocking on doors, search parties were canceled. The official statement claimed Daniel had likely run away, but no one in town believed that, especially because 3 years earlier, another child, Amy Callahan, age 9, had vanished under almost identical circumstances. Her window had also been found open. Her case had also been labeled a runaway, and it had also been forgotten. There were whispers even then that the police chief at the time, Chief Roland Hale, didn't want those cases investigated. He shut down questions, threatened curious reporters, and sealed away files without explanation. For years, people wondered what he was hiding. Then, 27 years later, something happened that forced Ravenbrook to confront the truth again. An old VHS tape was discovered. It was found inside the basement of the abandoned Whitmore house when a demolition crew arrived to tear it down. The tape wasn't labeled. It was wrapped in plastic and hidden behind a loose brick. The recording was shaky, old, and warped from age, but still watchable. It showed the night Daniel disappeared. The video begins in the hallway of the Whitmore home. The timestamp reads 2:13 a.m., 4 minutes before Daniel vanished. The camera moves slowly, almost as if someone is holding it at waist level. There's no talking, just breathing, slow, deliberate, not a child's. The camera approaches Daniel's room. The door is slightly open. Inside, moonlight spills across the floor. Daniel is sitting upright in his bed, staring at the window. The tapping sound begins, a light, rhythmic pattern. Tap, tap, tap. Daniel whispers, "I heard you. I know you're there." He stands, walks toward the window, and places his hand against the glass. Not frightened, not confused, almost familiar. The window lifts with a slow creak. Cold air rushes in. Daniel looks outside, and the tape's static deepens, warping the image. The camera moves closer. The breathing grows louder, faster. Daniel steps onto the windowsill. He whispers, "You came back for me." And then something pulls him out of frame. Not a hand, not a face. Just movement, fast, smooth, impossible to identify. The camera remains pointed at the empty window for 14 seconds before turning toward the door. It captures a reflection in the hallway mirror. A tall figure. Thin, pale, head tilted unnaturally to the side.
But its face is completely blurred, as if the distortion isn't a camera glitch, but something it carries with it. The tape cuts out. When the demolition crew turned the tape over to police, the department denied its authenticity instantly. They claimed it was staged, fabricated, edited. But a former officer, Eli Turner, reached out to journalists with a different story. "The police didn't deny it because it was fake," he said. "They denied it because we were told we'd lose our jobs if we ever talked about it." He explained that Chief Hale had ordered the original Daniel and Amy case files sealed. Officers were told not to search the woods, not to interview neighbors, and not to call in state investigators. But why? The answer came from a single page found inside Hale's old desk after his death, a handwritten note with one line: "It keeps coming back." Locals had long shared stories of a creature in the Ravenbrook woods, a tall, faceless thing that watched from the tree line. Some said it mimicked voices. Others said it took children who listened too closely. But those were just rumors, stories to scare kids, or so everyone thought. In early 2023, a group of hikers claimed they saw a boy standing deep in the forest, pale skin, dark eyes, no shoes. When they called out to him, he bolted into the trees faster than any child should be able to move. A search team found small footprints that matched the pattern of a child's shoe, but none of them led back out of the forest. Some believe it was Daniel. Others think it was something pretending to be Daniel. The final breakthrough happened when a journalist uploaded the tape online. Thousands watched it, and within hours, dozens of people claimed they recognized the tapping sound. They insisted they had heard it before, in their homes, on their windows, late at night. Some said it only happened once. Others said it happened every year on the same night. For 27 years, Ravenbrook had kept quiet. But now the silence was broken. The current police department reopened the case, but they haven't released any updates. Officers refuse to patrol Briarwood Street after dark. Residents say they occasionally see a pale figure near the old Whitmore lot, standing under the street lamp, but casting no shadow. No one stays out late anymore. No one opens their windows at night. And no one tries to investigate the woods alone. Daniel Whitmore was never found. Amy Callahan was never found. Chief Hale's note remains the only clue to what happened. It keeps coming back. If you believe you know what that creature is, or what really happened in Ravenbrook, leave your theory in the comments. And if you want more dark stories like this one, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because some mysteries don't stay buried forever. Sometimes they come back.